Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen. You're in the kitchen with KK. So I am Kimberly Knox. For you that don't already know me, I'm an integrative and functional health coach. I changed my life by changing my food. So I went back to school and then reignited my passion from childhood. So now I have a passion to get people back into the kitchen and just make simple food with whole, natural, clean, organic ingredients. And you'll be able to change your body because food matters. As soon as you change your food, you change your energy, you change your cells, you change your gut microbiome, you change your gene expression. So you're not your disease, you're not your parents' disease. You have the ability through epigenetics to turn on or off genetic expression through food. So diet and lifestyle is numero uno. It is January. So many people have resolutions. And the biggest resolution that you should have is to make some changes in your food. Simple changes. So I hope that you are getting inspired from me because there's no way that I could glow with energy at 60 years old without having this as my toolbox. And I don't work out like crazy like I used to. So I also wrote a cookbook called Simple Cooking for Vitality. Bioenergetic cooking explores the healing energy of food and how it affects different areas of the body. Today, what we're going to do, super fun, we're going to be making a different type of curry. So many people are just, they don't really understand what plant-based or vegan or vegetarian can look like because most restaurants only serve things that people are used to. So it's extremely boring to see the same things on menus and know that you're not getting the highest quality ingredients, and most likely you're getting inflammatory ingredients, especially if you have any autoimmune type of category, which including all arthritis. So we need to remove all that. And in my cookbook, I started that by getting rid of all gluten and all dairy, showing you the way to go. And one of the recipes in the colon section of my book is a loaded vegetable curry. And why is it there? Is because the vegetables feed your gut microbiome. They help to move things along. We need proper elimination to get rid of our toxins. It is with a sprouted coconut curry. This is amazing. Winter, this is January, winter season. We're going to be introducing some of the foods of winter, squashes, sweet potatoes. These are nature's carbs, things that give you stable energy, help to combat your sugar cravings. And of course, after the holidays, we need to bring that way down and get rid of those. So it's also National Soup Month, and I've got a slow cooking in my Le Creuset Dutch oven. I've got my bison farm fresh vegetable stew cooking. My friends love it. I'm actually going to give some to my neighbor, just moved into a new place. And it's Sunday supper month. Okay, if you've got a family, reunite the family. If you go to church, fantastic. Meal prep. Sunday is a perfect day to do that. Make a soup. You've got some soup for the week. You can put some in the freezer, one in the refrigerator. You can prep some things for your work, like, salads in a jar, things like this. This meal is perfect for prepping and many things you can freeze. It's also so it's National Slow Cooking Month. So we're going to include all of that. So fantastic. What we're going to be doing is, let me just show you the ingredients. We're going to use a small butternut squash. We don't need the whole thing. This is a garnet sweet potato. This is actually a daikon radish because in my curry, I want some colors. I want some white. I want some green. We're going to be using frozen organic petite peas. Put those in toward the end. And these are carrots that are pulled right out of the ground on Friday. I got them Saturday morning at the market. We're so lucky here. Of course, it's Florida. It's winter. It's super humid out right now. We're going to get the deep freeze, but we're so grateful. The rest of the country is freezing, and we have lovely vegetables. So these mini carrots, we're going to cut them up a different way. Otherwise, if you have regular carrots, you can cut them on the bias to have a little angle. We're doing it a little different. An organic sweet onion, some garlic, and then delicious warming spices. So first up, I'm going to be peeling the sweet potato and the butternut squash, and then we're going to be seasoning it. So beautiful paprika and cumin and turmeric and coriander and some cayenne pepper. Those are things that are also in my curry here. And then we're going to make a curry sauce. We're going to increase the amount of plant protein. Cannellini beans blended up are a fantastic way to get more protein. Reading the back, I love Edam brand. You know, if you've been watching me, I love that they're properly pressure cooked. They're cooked in seaweed. And so you're getting 7 grams of protein per serving. There's almost 4 servings per can. So fantastic there. And we're using some coconut milk. Not all coconut milks are created equal. What I teach you here is that quality always matters. I'm always scanning and making sure I'm getting the highest quality. This native forest, simple, organic coconut milk has no guar gum. They put in guar gum to thicken it. You can taste the difference once you clean up your body. You don't want it. So we refrigerate this a little bit, just like I do making my chocolate avocado mousse, so we can get the thicker part out, save the juicier part, which we blend up with the beans. So so this is going to be fantastic. Let's start out by helping you understand. Don't spend an extra $3 a pound almost on getting butternut squash that's already cut up. You just need a sharp knife. And yes, you should have some knives that you're so proud to use, and a beautiful wood cutting board, because your beautiful knives need this. Plastic boards can be used on wet items over there. And then, you know, I sanitize my board actually with my flat iron. It's amazing, the steam. And it's always sealed properly with a booze board. But this is BOOS. You can get them at Williams Sonoma. You should have a high quality board, high quality knives, lots of prep bowls. Some of the basics going to make you feel so good about cooking. So you see how quickly you can cut through a squash with a really sharp knife, thin blade, perfect. As opposed to a chef's knife, much thicker blade, but a rocking motion. So you can cut through things. But I use this so much because when you're dealing with real food, you got to cut it up. So fantastic. We've got beautiful jazz music going in the background. If you're at home with family and it's football season, you might be having football in the background, or at least families all together. And that's great. So a butternut squash has a neck on it. The neck is a solid, and the bottom is where the seeds are. So I usually cut the bottom off, save the neck. We're going to peel these, and then we just scoop the seeds out of the bottom part. So we'll do that. We're going to peel. This is a daikon radish. I'm going to cut it in half. We're going to slim it cut it real slim. I'm going to peel the sweet potato, and we're going to get some nice chunks. So let me do the peeling for you. You don't need to watch me do that. You guys can figure out, just make sure you have a nice sharp peeler. And if it's not sharp anymore, toss it out and get a new one, because it's not that expensive, but you got to have good tools. So we'll be back when everything is peeled and ready to go. Thanks for joining in today. Well, I'm a master peeler because I prep quite a bit. So what you're going to do is cut your squash into decent sized chunks here, about that thick. All right. And then what I do is I cut them into slices. Then I'm just going to line up all the slices and cut them into chunks. You'll figure out ways to do things faster. So what you can do is line up all the medium, the center ones, because then you'll cut them into 3 pieces. And then all the end pieces. Let's just make sure prepping, cutting quicker. Okay, I've got some logs lined up. These are the bottom parts here. So I'm just going to cut those into 3. I want a little bit larger pieces of the sweet potato because That's going to cook a little bit quicker, and we're roasting these. The oven's already on 400, so I've got everything lined up. So these are like big Lincoln logs. So cut these into 3. You got these ready. Where's my little prep bowl? You're going to love these little prep bowls if you don't have them. They're so easy to stock and store. Just cut these in half. That's fine. Whoops, we missed here. So line up a few of these like this. Cut through them. We want some nice chunks of these in the curry. Switching up the veggies a little bit in this curry that I would normally do. Cut the bottom parts into 3s. All right, all done there. These are all going to go in a big bowl. We're going to toss them with avocado oil. No roasting with olive oil. It is going to oxidize. Keep your good quality olive oil lower. All right, so we just need the sweet potato and this. So cut this in half. Always put the flat side down. Make sure that it's nice and sturdy and solid when you cut through. Okay. You know, I'm a chef for the people, so if you find an easier way to do stuff, but I'm going to teach you what I've kind of learned. So if it's a little unorthodox, I really don't care because we are just making delicious food with real delicious ingredients. There is no stress in the kitchen. It's about supplying your family with high quality food. So cut these into logs. You're just trying to get everything uniform here. I'm going a little faster than I normally would by myself. You know, you want to take your time and want to pay attention, obviously, when you're using a knife, but I don't want the video to go on forever. And sometimes I do this ahead of time, but okay, so those pieces all around the same. You want them around the same size so that they cook evenly. All right, we got them all done in no time at all. So another bowl. So like I said, the oven is already preheated. I've already got a pan, a large pan with parchment paper. Make sure you have parchment paper in your kitchen and wax paper for different reasons. Okay, so here's a nice deep prep bowl. And let's get these in. Nice and easy. So we're going to drizzle over the avocado oil. I could use my little prep gloves so that I don't get my nails a mess. So hold on, I'm going to do that. Otherwise, if you don't care about your nails, don't worry. So let's just use one, okay? We're going to use a little cayenne pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon. We want a little heat here. You know, I put the cayenne pepper in my morning lemon water, and that's because cayenne pepper is a blood stimulator. If it's too hot for your mouth, it's fine. I just take it right down. It's a great blood stimulator. You want good circulation, nice thin blood, especially in the winter for your circulation. Paprika, we're putting in paprika, and I like to take the little tops up here. We'll put in 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. Okay, we're going to use some cumin. I don't want it to be overly cumin, like my soup that I'm here. So I'm going to put a little less than 1/2 teaspoon. So I guess about 1/4. Judge it yourself, however you want to do it. Turmeric, we are going to put 1/2 teaspoon of the turmeric in. So these warming spices, this is where the flavor profile is coming. No flavor packs, no added flavors, no chemicals, no additives, preservatives. We're using real organic spices. And the Simply Organic has been shown to be high quality. Some of your spices can have extra things in there that we don't want or need in our body, especially the potential of heavy metals. We're using another half a teaspoon of the coriander. So the flavor profile, this is fantastic. And then, of course, the curry, we're using a yellow Thai curry and a regular. So we'll get the curry in there after, but now we're putting in the spices, some sea salt. This is pink Himalayan sea salt. I do the fine. I put it into a shaker here, so I have that for cooking. By the stove in my salt jar, I have a bigger, coarse sea salt. And that is perfect. Actually, it's kidney season, guys. So the kidneys do like proper amounts of minerals and sea salt. You can just crunch in a little bit of sea salt with some water. That's a great way to get salt rather than in all of the, you got to read the labels. When the salt, milligrams of salt are very high, it's very stressful because the kidneys are always monitoring the fluid and the balance of salt in the body. We don't want to oversalt. That will drive up your blood pressure, as you know. Okay, so we're just going to give this a nice little toss. We're going to do the onions and the garlic, and I'm going to use a wok, but these are going in the oven. Look how amazing these look. Oh my God, gorgeous. The carrots will go into the sauce too. So we have some nice chunky pieces here. Get out all of the spices, rub it on top. These gloves that I have on, they're actually from CVS, and they are oatmeal. They're not even latex. So they're exam gloves. They've been working really awesome for me. So that's an option. So now, presto, change-o. No problem. So we're going to put these in here. About 25 minutes. Okay, so now let's prep up some other stuff. Then we're going to clean up and actually we're going to make the curry sauce. But for the daikon radish, we're going to do it in half. But like I said, when you're a starter at cooking, it's good to have your stuff nice and flat. That way it doesn't move around. So then you can take your knife and you can also use a mandolin. But this way, it'll just give you easy little knife skills, a little concentration, a little cognitive skills. That's important too. Using the knife should be relaxing. So daikon radish is not too spicy. It makes a perfect crudité with other things and carrots. Perfect to add to salads. Crunchy, just you can cut them up in different ways. When I put them as a crudité, I'll make sticks out of them. So we're using them cut in like a half moon shape here. It'll make the curry more interesting because you're going to have different colors and then different textures because this will be a little crispy. We'll put it in after the carrots because it's a little softer. So for the carrots, look how gorgeous these babies are. We just want to trim off the little spiny ends here. All I did was wash them. They came right out of the ground on Friday. Absolutely adorable. We got all the tips off. Put that into the trash. And then we'll just take off the ends here. So obviously you can also roast these. You don't need maple on your carrots because they're already naturally sweet. These make the perfect small carrots because you know that small baby carrots in the store are not baby carrots like this. They're formed carrots, and it's not really exciting to think about. So don't be fooled. If you have a farmer's market around, please go get your carrots, get your radishes. Oh my God, the radishes, the turnips, watermelon radishes at this time of the year. They're just so, so gorgeous. What we're going to do with this, I'm going to just cut them in half. So this is another reason you just put your fingers like this, hold it down a little bit, and cut it in half. So now you have little ones like this. So I'm going to go through and cut those all up, and I'll do that. You don't need to watch me do all that. We're going to chop up the garlic. So I'm just going to rough chop garlic. You don't need it super small. This is a sweet onion. This is an organic sweet onion. A sweet onions are a little bit more fat, whereas yellow onions are a little bigger. You know, I have a big bowl on the corner of my big prep area here filled with winter squash, with sweet potatoes, both purple and garnet, yellow onions, red onions, shallots. These are things that should be out, so they're always in your mind of what you can use. We're going to top this with some gorgeous cilantro, also from the farmer's market yesterday. And this will give you amazing flavor profile, and it's going to be fresh, fresh, fresh. So many different ways to cut up your onion. I cut it many at a time. So I just find that it's easy. Cut off the bottoms, cut it in half. And depending on how I want the onion to look, I dice it for a soup. For this, though, what I like is to have slices. You can choose how big the slice you want, but it's like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice like this. This is the reason your slim blade Santoku knife is important, and you want the big one. The little one is great. This is great for avocados and other things, but don't think you're going to get better control. You need a big knife, but you do need both of these sizes and a chef knife and a nice little paring knife. But don't use a paring knife for something like this. It's so much easier to get cut with a paring knife than it is a nice big knife like this, where you have control of a nice sharp blade, and the thing that you are cutting up is nice and firm. So just at the end here, just be careful. Now you have your pieces. They don't have to be perfect. Let's get them into the bowl. Where's my little, I was using it before making the soup. So having your little board scraper here is so imperative. So I'm going to cut up the rest of the carrots. We'll be back. I'm going to make the prepping the curry there. So you see, this is such a quick recipe, and it's going to be so divine. So in no time, we're all done. Just grip the top. This knife is made to go into it at the end here, just like you showed how I rolled it to cut. Just grab the tip like this, put it dead center into the carrot, so you're very controlled going down. Just trim off that bottom part. Now we have all the carrots cut. We have the onions, we have the garlic, and these are all ready to go in your nice little prep bowl. So you're feeling really organized, really in control. That's important. We're going to use a blender. You can use you don't need as high a speed blender for your smoothies, but it's good to always have at least a 1200-watt blender to use, because you need that for your smoothies. We're going to be taking 1 can of the cannellini beans. These are, they're already drained cannellini beans. These are white beans. We need a 1/2 cup of the vegetable broth. Make sure you're getting an organic. So when you read the label, bring your readers to the store, carry them in your purse if you need to. There's no funky ingredients, nothing that looks like it can be MSG, because MSG is in so many things like bouillon cubes and crap like that. If it's in your pantry, toss it out. So no natural flavors, no nothing. It's just simple ingredients, everything you understand. That is what you always want to look for. It's usually in your condiments and your prepared stuff that you're going to find these. So what I love about this coconut cream is that it also has a flip top, makes it nice and easy. And we have another bowl. Yep, I do. Great. I'm going to take out the thick part on top. Let me just use one of these quarter cups because it's thicker on the top. I did chill this for a little while. When I'm making my chocolate avocado mousse, I leave it in a little bit longer, especially if I'm turning it into frosting, because you want that thick coconut cream. So we're going to use the rest, the milky part, in here in the bottom. This is going to go into the curry. I already have some here too. That's for another project. We'll wash up in a minute, set this aside. So let's just give this a blend. So it's very, it makes it very simple for your body to tolerate the very broken down, similar to a white dip or a fantastic. In no time, we have nice, creamy bean coconut milk, the milkier part, and some vegetable. Now I'm going to clean up. I'm going to get my 2-burner top right here. I'm going to bring over the wok. We're going to heat that up. So we'll be right back and we'll put this all together. Okay, so if you're looking for a wok that's coated, make sure you get the chemical free. There's a PFOA that you want out of there. Anyway, you can research them on Amazon, you research them online. You want a good quality so you're not getting those forever chemicals every time they heat up. So this is great. You can also just use, if you have a Le Creuset, a Dutch oven that's bigger, the big round ones, not deep, they're just big round, kind of shallow. You can use that. I just like this because it's easy to toss everything. So we've got the paste here. I'm just going to start though with a little bit of avocado oil. The pan is already nicely heated. So we're going to get the onions in there to be a little bit fragrant. You can hear the sizzling already. Okay. And it's always the onion and garlic that get everyone to come running, right? Where it's going to start to smell really yummy, just like the vendors at the fair that have those big sausages. It's the smell of the onions that get you. The salt and the fat. They're funny. So, of course, we're using the avocado oil because it can take high heat without oxidizing. I've got a little peppermint tea here. So delicious. And if you watch my last video, I was talking about teas that help you crack your sugar cravings. Peppermint tea is one, lavender is one, hibiscus, many different ones, a rooibos, but get some teas, have them ready for you because at this time of the year, you got to get rid of the sugar and the candies that were all around during the holidays. We can get these nice and fragrant. We're also going to be adding in ginger root. I like to get it in there now. So all I did was peel. This is a really clean piece. The young ginger is really soft. You don't even have to peel it. You can get that in some places, some food stores. So I just gently peeled it a little bit, and I'm just going to do some fine slices of it here. But I like getting ginger into my curry. So these are nice and fine. They're going to cook up. If you would like to grate them in there with a microplane, you can. I just like bigger pieces for this, so it's fine. These are going to cook up anyway. So we're getting this nice and fragrant. These are starting. The onions are starting to turn a little bit translucent. That's what you want. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of the yellow Thai paste, and I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of the curry powder. It'll be really fragrant and fantastic. And then we're going to let it slow cook. Amazing. Okay. So I can't get my measuring spoon in there, so I'm just going to use a teaspoon to get in here and fill up my tablespoon. We're going to get this nice and fragrant. This is very easy. The paste fits nice and easy into this. So normally in the past, I've just used the curry powder, but I wanted to try the yellow curry paste. Yummy. Oh, this smells so, so good. So I'm going to wait on the dry curry. I'm going to add that in after. It's just the paste that I wanted to get blended in with the onions here. We're going to add the garlic to this. Now it's really super fragrant. So this is what's going to bring interest to your food, your palate, these different flavors. If you hate them, well, this is not for you, but getting some different flavors, that is perfect, because what do they always add to the processed food? Flavor packs. Well, what is in those flavor packs? Let me tell you, lots of MSG. They're trying to get you addicted. There's all sorts of chemicals, additives, preservatives. These are the things that are damaging your mitochondria, changing your neurotransmitters, and changing and affecting your brain. So many people are coming down with Alzheimer's today. Very scary. The amount of chemicals that are crossing that blood-brain barrier and affecting our cognitive skills. Here's our garlic. Let's get that in. Nice rough chopped garlic. I don't know how many cloves I use. Let's say 4. So that's up to you. I kind of make things up as I go, but we'll get it all together when I post the video. Wow, this is amazing. So we're getting these spices all fragrant here. Gorgeous. Now the carrots are going to need to cook a little bit longer than your daikon radish. The green peas we add in at the end. They're just frozen. You don't want them brown. You don't want them soggy. So I'm going to actually put these in now too. Toss them around. Whoa, I can smell. Smell the heat. So obviously the carrots are going to be soft, but they're going to be still crispy. They're not going to be. How much time do we have left? Let me check my timer. Did I set the timer? We'll check those in a second. Fantastic. Let's get our prep bowls stacked up out of the way. They rinse out so easily. So I'm going to actually cover this for a little bit. I'm going to add in just a tiny bit of veggie broth. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to let the flavors kind of blend in. I'm going to organize this, and then we're going to check the squash when we come back. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay, we're going to get our gorgeous squash and sweet potatoes out. And turn this off. So we're going to let them sit there. We're going to add it to this after, because these are already cooked. We're going to get the coconut milk in here, and we're going to bring it to a boil. And then I'm going to show you how to prep kelp noodles. Whoops, not that one. This one. This is the thick coconut milk from the top of the can. I have a little bit in here too. Yes. So we're basically using one whole can. Now I'm going to add more of the curry powder now that we've got this in here. 2 teaspoons. Lemon pepper would be perfect for this instead of regular pepper. Little lemony going on, which is great. We're not putting the peas in yet. We're not putting in the daikon radish yet. We're going to bring this to a boil while we're making the kelp noodles. So this is on high. We'll add in the bean mixture in a minute. Let me show you how to do this. Why do I love kelp noodles? It's a great way for you to get iodine. I take a few drops of nascent iodine, really great. Iodine is only needed by your thyroid, but we need it. So it's great to get that in your body. And if you are watching your carbs, of course we are. We don't want refined carbs, the bread, the pastas, the rices. Those things can really top you out if you're trying to keep your carb load down and get your body into more fat burning for your fuel source. The kelp noodles, I love to mix them with my dandelion green moringa pesto. So amazing. And these are just filling because there's a lot of really great fiber. We want to wash them here. So I have fresh mint that I'm rinsing. Look at this gorgeous mint from the farmer's market, what I use to make my tea with. So we're going to give it a rinse and then we're going to cut it up. I'm going to show you how to soften it. We don't need it all for this recipe, but if you have it already softened, then you can use it for something else. So I like to cut it. Just cut through it with your kitchen scissors here. We're going to add some filtered water. And we're going to add some baking soda and lemon. Those instructions are on the back. If you look at the back of your kelp noodles, it shows you how to do that. So some cold water. And we just need a tablespoon of baking soda and some lemon. So here we go. You know I have my lemons on hand. And my favorite squeezer here to make sure you have a really good one. This one allows you to get more of the lemon out. This is coming to a boil, which is great. So let me get the cover on. It's gonna help. Toss that around and one more. So obviously baking soda and lemon create a chemical reaction. And it's going to soften this real nice. This fresh mint smells so invigorating. Peppermint is really good for the brain. Keeps you thinking good. The peppermint essential oils are great if you're trying to study or you're trying to help your kids be focused. Actually be enough. You can just read the back ingredients. So I like to toss it with my hands. See this little reaction that's happening here? You can already feel them getting softer. You don't want them too soft. So when we feel like they're soft enough, I'm not even sure what they suggest for time. I usually do my own. Just massage until desired texture is achieved. See, so it's up to you. You just don't want them too soft and you don't want them too hard. You can feel how soft that they're getting already. Fantastic. These are not rice noodles. These are kelp noodles. So you're getting really good iodine. So that's actually good enough. It's going to give them a rinse. So our kelp noodles are all prepared. Easy, easy. All right, I'm going to clean up a tiny bit. This is going to be a boiling. We're softening those carrots, and we will be right back. We're going to wrap up this recipe. It smells so good in this kitchen. I wish you were here. Okay, you ready to get this wrapped up? All right, so our original mixture here is boiling. So we're going to get the bean mixture in now. These are the white cannellini beans mixed up with a broth and some of the coconut milk. Oh, this is what I want. I changed to a spoon type now. So to this, I'm going to add the Dayton radish. Let them get a little bit tenderized. Give this a rinse out. We're almost done, guys. Super quick and easy. The herbs go in at the end. And I might even put some fresh mint in there because I just love mint. So refreshing and amazing. You're going to want to serve this in like a big pasta bowl. And the kelp noodles can go in the bottom. You're just going to sauce it all over the top of it. So get this mixed in. It's looking really delicious. So this is on, and I'm going to bring this to a boil one more time. And then we're going to add in the squash. So I just put this into a pan and cleaned up the other. These are all seasoned and fantastic. So obviously, if you like these seasoning, then you can just have a great side item where you just do butternut squash and sweet potato with some spices on there. And you could, for your kids, you can leave out the cayenne if it's too hot. You could drizzle a little bit of maple syrup if you have to get them to eat it. Maple syrup is a preferred sweetener because it comes from the sap. It's all nature's made. This is beautiful looking. So let's get the squash in there and the sweet potato. Now we've got a gorgeous mixture of winter vegetables. Nature's carbs give you even energy. They help to fill you up. They give you really good fiber. So this is fun. We definitely need the peas in here to give it a little bit of, you can put in pea pods if you want. I decided not to. I'm just doing organic petite peas. I like the little tiny ones, much better than the big fat ones. I never really loved peas as a kid, but they do add a lot of good stuff to my shepherd's pie and other. I was trying to get this to come to a boil. We don't really need to. Let's get the peas in there. Look how amazing this is looking. We're going to let this get fragrance. So let's get a little bit of the kelp. Into the dish. You could just add it to the whole mix if you want to. So let's let this cook up a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to get some cilantro. Now, I've showed you, this is the way I like to store my cilantro. It will never get crappy, will never get like all oxidized and gooey and not so good. So you just put it in a jar with some water. That way you see it in the refrigerator. And then you can use your kitchen scissors or I have herb scissors in my little container in the fridge. And so just start trimming off like it's a tree or a bonsai tree. Just trim off some here for us to use. I love cilantro. So I add fresh cilantro and lime to my poached fish dishes. If you want some parsley, this is Italian parsley. There's no reason why you can't add a little parsley. The herbs give you those fresh phytonutrients. Okay, these are plant nutrients. They're not cooked, so they're raw. And this is one of the ways that you're getting those nutrients in raw form, similar to like when you make a smoothie and you blend up everything raw. So now we have them. I'm just going to put a bed of them underneath and I'm going to put them on top. Board scraper is fantastic just to keep everything nice and neat. I'm going to add a little mint to mine. It's looking amazing. Now, did you want to put some white fish in here? Fantastic. Do it a little bit if you'd like to. But you've already got, so this is supposed to be a way for you to think about plant-based and vegan and also vegetarian dishes that give you plant-based nutrients and protein. You're getting plenty of protein in here. But if you want to add some low mercury fish, honestly, adding some scallops would be kind of yummy in here. But just a little bit of cod, wild caught cod, but we're keeping this really, really simple. So let's just get this dished out over the kelp noodles. You can use like a measuring cup to scoop this out. So colorful. Now, this is going to be really low carb, but it's also going to be super filling. So we've got a little bit of topping. I've got my mint on top. And here you go. Oh my gosh. So delicious. You're going to feel amazing. Sprinkle on a little bit more sea salt if you want, a little bit more cracked pepper. And thanks for sticking with me. So, and just being creative in the kitchen is so much fun. And like I said, I am a chef for the people, which means I want you to be in the kitchen. There's not stress about doing something perfect. And yes, you can edit some of the quantities of spices should you want to. But thanks for sticking with me. If you enjoyed this, give me a little thumbs up. Make some comments. I love hearing from you. This is a lot of work to do my videos, but this is my big give back for education and hoping to inspire people just to change the life with some simple food and getting back in the kitchen. That's where health starts. Bye, everyone.